Excited to bring up our next presenter, Satie Michael. She is incredible. So let's go ahead. And before I do have a few housekeeping. So if you want to attend our bonus classes tomorrow and on Friday, all you need to do is apply to work with us, scan the QR code, fill out an application. That will automatically enroll you into the amazing other events we have that are bonuses just for those of you who are like, no, I want to learn exactly what it's like to work with Tanner and his team. Now, after you apply and you put it on your calendar, because you're getting time to meet with someone on my team who does this every day and helps people build their success plan. And they will let you know if they think you're going to be a right fit or not. We have limited spots to work together this month. We have limited availability, only less than 45 spots. What will happen after you book this, it happens all the time, people freak out. They're like, they try to disqualify themselves. Here is what I'm asking you to do. I want you to show up to this call, be real, be vulnerable, share with them your goals, share with them where you're at, and share where you want to be. And they're going to help you understand everything of what it looks like. Whether you work with us or not, you will definitely leave there with some amazing value. So I'm so excited to welcome Satie Michael. Come on up. Come on up. Satie, how are you?
Hello! I'm amazing. I'm so excited.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. You have such a transformative story that after seeing everyone here and you like just hearing and reading the room, you are about to blow their minds on what is possible with Etsy. Your story from going from a physical seller to shutting it all down
Yes.
and just reimagining what Etsy could be for you. I think that is such the transformation that I know so many are ready to have. So before we get started, is
Yes.
there anything that you like, what type of intention would you say we should set for your class?
Well, I think people need to show up like they want the results. Like, I know every single one of you guys in this class has goals for your Etsy shop, and I want you guys to pay attention like your life depends on it. And I
Yeah.
want you guys to leave this class feeling enabled to chase your dreams wholeheartedly because you can achieve anything you set your mind to. So,
Yes. And what I want to add
yes.
is that, Sadie holds nothing back. So, like, the secrets that she's going to reveal that have really taken her shop to the next level, she's like blowing the top off today. Like, she is tearing off the roof.
Yeah.
You're going to love it. So, without further ado, Sadie Michael, take it away.
Yay!
Buckle up, y'all. That's all I have to say.
Yes.
Buckle up, get ready.
Buckle
I'll be in the
up.
chat.
Amazing. Y'all, I am so excited that you guys are here. And I'm so honored that you are here to learn from my story. It's going to be so incredible. And I'm so proud that every single one of you are showing up for yourself, showing up for your business. That is a huge step. And I'm just so proud of you guys. And today I'm going to be sharing how I created over 600 sales in only 60 days. Y'all, that is absolutely crazy. And if you're ready, I want you to comment me down below. I want to know who I'm talking to. I'm so excited for today. And we're just going to go ahead and dive on in, y'all. I want to say that I'm not just sharing stats today. I'm not just sharing, this is how much I made on Etsy. I'm sharing exactly how I made it on Etsy. So, you guys need to pay attention. Get your notebooks out. This is going to be life changing if you let it be. So, let's go ahead and dive on in. I'm so excited. If you had asked me or told me a year ago that I would have a thriving Etsy shop and that I would have reopened an Etsy shop, I would have never believed you because that was not in my playing cards at all. So it literally blows my mind. Since opening my shop in late September of 2024, I have made well over $25,000. This is actually not a super updated stat, but I've made over $25,000 completely passively on Etsy, which is absolutely mind boggling to me. Like, that's so unreal. And this is passive income. So I'm not over here like just hustling for this money, which is absolutely crazy. And I have consistently made at least $2,000 a month completely passively on Etsy since reopening my shop in 2024, which is so wild. This is actually one of my stats from August. That was my best month ever. I just think it's absolutely insane that someone could just casually make almost $7,000 on Etsy passively, and I have to say, it's increasing every single month. Like, I was making $2,000, and the next month I'm making 3,000. The next month I'm breaking 5,000, and then in August I'm making almost $7,000 a month, which is absolutely crazy. So, if you are excited, comment me down below. I'm so pumped. I want to go over who this class is for. So, if you are someone with an existing Etsy shop, especially if you're not getting the sales you want, y'all, we have all been there. I have been there. You are in the right room. If you are anyone who is considering Etsy and wanting to learn why Etsy could be right for you, you're also in the right room. And I am so, so excited you're here. So, before we dive in, I'm going to share a little bit about myself and who I am. My name is Satie Michael, and I'm the content producer and social media manager here at Makers Gonna Learn. So all of the YouTube videos you see over on the channel, those are produced by me. I'm the one hiding behind the camera. It's such a fun job. And in 2022, I opened my very first Etsy shop. Y'all, this was so much fun. I started selling hand embroidered items, and I actually got into hand embroidery because of not passive earners, because of Maker's Gonna Learn, because we were filming some embroidery courses or a video on embroidery, and it just looked so insanely therapeutic to me. I was like, I am not a person who has really many hobbies, and I knew that I needed something to come home to and just be able to decompress and just enjoy. And embroidery just looked so relaxing. So I started making some hand embroidered items. You could see in the top middle, I started off with these car mirror charms. So they pretty much just hang these in the middle of their car on the mirror. It's so cute. Then I started making some little sweaters with their names on there, which was fun. But I quickly found that hand embroidered Converse was my niche. Like, that was my bread and butter. I had so much fun. I started making some Converse for weddings. I actually had an order for over $1,300, which is absolutely crazy. But I made, I think it was over 10 pairs of Converse. There's a picture of it down below. This was for somebody's wedding. So I did shoes for the bride, for the mother of the bride, all of the beautiful bridesmaids. That became kind of my niche and where I started making a lot of money on Etsy. I had crazy opportunities opening up for me in my business. I actually had the opportunity to embroider a pair of Converse for this very famous band, and I guarantee everyone in this chat would know who they are, or who they have toured with, which is absolutely crazy. I had to sign an NDA for these Converse because this band reached out and they were like, hey, we are about to come out with a new album. We're about to go on tour, but nobody knows about this new album. And we want you to embroider the album on the side of the shoe, and we're going to wear it on stage. And it's kind of going to be a teaser so that when the people are watching the show, they're going to look at the shoe and be like, what in the world is on that shoe? There must be something to that. And that's exactly what that shoe was. It's crazy. It was like a little Easter egg. So I had crazy opportunities opening for my business, and it just kept opening up more and more. I had an opportunity to embroider for another artist, which is super cool. And y'all, it was just picking up. It was rapidly growing. So here's the thing. I got so insanely burnout, as anyone does who's working a full time job and coming home and having to sit and do orders until way past midnight, way past my bedtime. It was just so much work. And y'all, I was not using a machine for this embroidery. It was all hand embroidery. So, as you can imagine, I'm pricking myself with needles. My hands are sore. I'm having to embroider. Well, I was doing Converse and it's very thick canvas. So, it was a lot of work for not crazy profit and for how much time I was putting into all this hand embroidery. So, as any overwhelmed Etsy shop owner does, I put my shop on vacation mode for over a year. And if we're being honest, I had absolutely zero intentions of ever opening my shop up ever again. I knew deep down in my heart, so I thought, that Etsy was not my thing, that Etsy just meant a bunch of work and a lot of burnout and missed opportunities because I was constantly turning down, like hanging out with friends, hanging out with my future husband, all of the things. So I put my shop on vacation mode and I decided to focus on what I was truly passionate about in life, which was music, which is so fun. I wrote an album. I started recording that album. I put out 3 singles. It was so much fun. It was just really what I needed in that season to just recharge and not worry about Etsy anymore. um, but needless to say, I ended up opening an Etsy shop again. And there was one type of product that really piqued my interest and really made me consider opening another Etsy shop when we were building our shops for Passive Earner Society. It was so wild to me watching Passive Earner Society and all of the shops that they were opening and how successful they were. And passively, like this was something that was so foreign and wild to me, that you could make money and not have to like physically work for your money and hustle and have sore hands and stay up way past midnight fulfilling orders and then going to the post office and making all those post office runs. That was just something that was so crazy to me. But there were 3 different types of products that I could have chosen from. And I decided to go with digital downloads, which is, it has been so much fun, y'all. I started making digital wall art, and I know some of you guys are probably like, how in the world did you even pick your niche? For me, it was kind of easy. I just chose something that I was kind of passionate about in the beginning, and that was digital wall art. I love wall art. My husband and I, we go to so many concerts and we're always buying posters from the concerts and putting them all in our house. So I love wall art. I'm a wall art junkie. So, and I love to design, and I knew that it would be something that I would really enjoy doing because I design for myself anyways. So why not design and make money while doing it? So I decided digital wall art, digital downloads was the way to go for me. And y'all, it's so wild. You create the digital download once, you upload it once, and you watch it sell over and over and over again until you take the listing down if you want to. But why in the world would you ever do that? Because it just keeps making so much money. Here is a stat from one of my best sellers. I have well over 200 listings in my Etsy shop, and this one listing that probably took me 30 minutes tops has made me $3,500. So, as you can imagine, I'm making lots of money from Etsy. It is so wild and so worth the time. Like I said, literally 30 minutes to make this one listing. And what's so incredible about digital downloads is, like I said, you create it once, you upload it to Etsy one time, it sells over and over again. I do not even have to send the digital download to my customer. Did you guys hear that? You do not have to send the digital download to your customer because Etsy does that for you. They email it to your customer and it's available to your customer under their purchases. You don't have to do anything except create it once and upload it. Is that not so crazy? So I took my shop which was previously Embroidery by Satie, and I completely rebranded it. And y'all, I'm blurring it because I'm trying to protect my conversion rate. So thank you guys for being patient with me and understanding. But I had my shop Embroidery by Satie, and I decided to rebrand my shop. I was feeling so uninspired and burnout with my other shop. And I love embroidery. I think it's beautiful, but it truly wasn't me, if that makes sense. Like, I love embroidery. I'm not going to put it in my house personally. So it's not really, like I said, it's just not me. So I rebranded to my new shop, and it is super funky, super colorful, super bold and eclectic, which is very much me. And y'all, it just changed everything. All I did was took my shop, which was Embroidery by Satie. I did not deactivate this Etsy shop. I literally just plastered a new logo on there, a new banner, and just rebranded it. I didn't have to do anything crazy. And I totally recommend, if you are feeling uninspired with your shop, definitely rebrand if that is something you see in the books for you. Um, it just comes with so much inspiration. It's so fresh, it's so new, and I feel like that just really empowered me. So I have my new shop, which is so exciting. And before we dive into all the strategies, y'all, all the strategies that got me over 600 sales in 60 days, I want to quickly share why I love Etsy and will choose it over any other selling platform, even over having your own website or anything like that. It's because you can see results quick. And when I say quick, I mean, so insanely quick. Within the first week of me opening my new Etsy shop, or rebranding and launching new items in that Etsy shop, I had a sale from a stranger in the first week. I'm not over here begging my aunt and my uncle to buy something from me. I'm not on Facebook being like, hey guys, I have a shop. Would you guys please buy from me? I'm not begging for sales. I literally had a sale from a stranger in the first week, which is so crazy. And within the first month of me having my Etsy shop, I had well over 100 sales. And this is not from people I know. These are complete strangers, which is absolutely crazy. Etsy is a workhorse, and they are constantly driving traffic your way, which is amazing. Like, keep it up, Etsy. Thank you so much. I quickly started making over $200 a day from Etsy, which is so wild. Yesterday, I made over $200. Today, I checked my stats. I've already made over $100 on Etsy today, and it's barely lunchtime. We have so much time of the day to go, so I'm really excited to see how much I'm going to make today. But if you are ready for 200 plus days to become your normal, I want you to comment yes down below, because I promise you it is so insanely possible. And I'm going to be sharing the exact strategies with you guys for you all to accomplish these kind of stats as well. It's going to be life changing. So comment yes. I want to know who I'm vibing with, who I'm teaching today. So I'm so excited to dive on in. So now that you know how I got here, you know the backstory, let's dive into the exact framework I use to create over 600 sales in only 60 days. Are you guys ready? I'm so excited. So, step one, if you are taking notes, please write these steps down. Be engaged, close your other tabs, because this could change your life if you let it. So please pay attention. Step one was I chose what I wanted to sell. I knew there were three different selling routes that I could go. There was physical, there was digital, and there was print on demand. Now, I knew physical was not for me. I had already tried my hand at physical by selling hand embroidery. That just led to nothing but burnout for me. And I didn't have the time to be doing that. I was preparing for my wedding. I was preparing just to like buy a new home. It was just not it was not in the cards for me. So I knew physical was a big fat no. And then there was digital. which obviously I chose. Digital is incredible. There are so many different things that you can choose from when it comes to digital. You could sell digital templates, you could sell digital invites, digital wall art. There are so many different things, like literally endless options with digital. And there's a thing called print on demand, which is super cool. We kind of call this hybrid, but this is an option that I considered for a little while, and I did include print on demand in my shop for a little bit, but I decided digital was truly for me. But print on demand is kind of a mix of physical and digital, which is really cool. So with print on demand, you design things digitally, like say a t-shirt or a sweatshirt or a tote bag, anything like that. And you don't have to physically make the item. So you send it to a print provider, you send your beautiful design that you've created, and a print provider makes it for you and ships it to the customer for you. Again, this is completely passive, which is so cool. But y'all, needless to say, I chose digital. That was the route for me. I had to just sit down and realize what was right for me in that season of life, which was digital. Because who doesn't want to make money while living your life and being a little busybody? That was the way I decided to go. Step two was doing my product research. And y'all, you cannot just create things for Etsy that you like and expect it to sell on Etsy. We are not reinventing the wheel here. Okay? I want to say that again. We are not reinventing the wheel. We are not trying to create new things that we hope will go viral, that we hope will go crazy, that we hope people will like. I had to do my product research and see what was selling the best. Okay? And there's so many different platforms you could do product research on. There's Insight Factory, there's Everbee, there's other platforms you could use to kind of see what's selling really good on Etsy. But y'all, I literally just went into Etsy and saw what was selling the best, because you could see on Etsy listings there's bestseller badges, there's popular now badges. So I kind of just took those listings and I was like, okay, well obviously these are selling well, so there's things inside of these listings that I need to be paying attention to. So I quickly saw what was trending on Etsy just from scrolling. I was picking up on lots of themes, like pink bows, for example. Like I was seeing so many bows on things. It was driving me crazy. I was like, okay, there must be something to these bows. So I started including bows in some of my designs. So it's really simple. You're just going, seeing what is trending. You could even do product research while you're out and about shopping, anything like that, while you're in TJ Maxx, while you're at Target. Just kind of pay attention to what you're seeing repeatedly in the store. So I saw what was trending on Etsy and I implemented those elements into my wall art. Okay? You need to do your product research. Step three was I listed and listed and listed some more. So by the time, well, first off, I was listing around 20 quality listings a week, which you're probably like, that sounds like a lot. And what even is a quality listing? I'm going to explain what a quality listing is. So, quality listings are listings that you put product research into that are trending and wanted by millions of customers and have professional, high quality listing images. We're not just throwing up listings just to throw up a listing. We are making sure that they are quality listings. And I will say, by the time I hit my 1 month mark of reopening my shop, I had over 100 quality listings in my shop. Okay? And you're probably like, that sounds like so much work. That sounds very intimidating. Y'all, that's 2 to 3 listings a day. That is not hard to do at all. I would literally come home from my 9 to 5 job, and I kind of just took prioritizing Etsy and kind of just choosing how I spent my time. I would come home from my 9 to 5. I would design during dinner. Or during the times that I would be scrolling on my phone, and I know you guys are guilty of that as well, I would do my product research, or I would design, or I would do things in my time that were productive and that would end up paying me later in a huge way, obviously. But it really took kind of prioritizing my shop, and it was just 2 to 3 listings a day. I reached over 100 listings in my shop, which is crazy. So I quickly want to go over. I know I mentioned back here, you need to have high quality listing images. So we're going to talk about images to avoid. And these are mock ups and images that look fake or AI generated. Y'all, I know in today's day and age, AI is the new thing and it is an incredible tool. I love AI. I love using AI. It's very impressive. However, as AI is evolving, I feel like so are humans, and we are starting to pick up on what's AI and what's not. Okay. The more AI is out there, the more we're like, that kind of looks AI because we're getting used to it, you know? So, gaudy images that look fake or AI generated are a huge, huge no. So, every single one of these photos that I have here, they look so fake. They do not look like they are in a real home. That t-shirt does not look real. The background behind that t-shirt, that looks like a cartoon. um, just all these photos, they just look so fake. And when you have images like this, it does not build trust with your customer. Like your customer is going to see these images and they're not even going to want to click on it. Like it looks so bad. They're not going to want to click on it. They're not going to want to give you their money because they're going to think that the quality of your item is horrible when they're looking at this listing images. When your listing or your item could be incredible quality, but they don't know that because they're looking at images that do not look incredible and they can't visualize it in their own space and they can't visualize it on their own body. Okay. So when you have images that look real and reputable and trustworthy, they're going to want to give you their money. They're not going to think twice about it. So, here are listing images that I do recommend that you use. And these are images that are eye catching and they look real and convincing. Okay. So these are all images that I have personally used in my own Etsy shop, which is so much fun. And y'all, like, just take a look at these. If we're looking back here, these look horrible. They look so fake. Then we fast forward to the ones that I use today, and look how beautiful. You could see the lighting on the wall art, like inside of the frames. You could see some shadows. If you look at that tote bag, you could see kind of the wrinkles in the tote bag, which is so cool to me that I could literally put a design on a tote bag that looks so real. Even the t shirt, it looks so real. It's incredible. And here's the secret to these listing images. When I buy mock-ups, because I told you guys I do digital wall art, and for a while I did a little bit of print on demand. So that's why you're seeing some tote bags and some t-shirts. But I'm just all digital wall art now. But when I am buying mock-up images for my items, I am not just buying any old JPEG mock-up images. Like, because JPEG images are, there's nothing fancy about them. It's quite literally kind of just like a photo that you could take with your iPhone. Like, there's nothing fancy about it. It's just a flat, uneditable image. Okay. So when I am buying mock-ups, and I buy my mock-ups in Etsy, I know some of you guys are probably curious. There's other places you could buy your mock-ups, but there are so many in Etsy that are incredible. So that's where I buy mine. I am buying Smart PSD mockups, the letter PSD. Smart PSD mockups. And you're probably like, what in the world is a Smart PSD mockup? These mockups are fancy mockups that you can literally drag and drop your design into the mockup and it's going to fuse so beautifully into that image. So you could see here, I've got the wall art. I literally would just drag and drop that design into the frame, and you could see the angles, you could see the lighting, you could see shadows. You cannot achieve that with a normal JPEG image, okay? So smart PSD mockups are where it's at. I saw someone in the comments asking about Canva mockups. I personally do not use Canva mockups. I don't think they look very good. Smart PSD mockups are the way to go, and you could design with them for free. There are two different options that you could use, different softwares to use your smart PSD mockups in. You could use Photoshop, which is paid. So I don't really recommend that unless you already have it for whatever reason. Like, go you, you could use that. Or there is a completely free option, which is what I use and I recommend that you guys use as well. And it is a website called photopea.com. It is spelled PHOTOPEA.com. Okay? Literally, what you're going to do, you're going to go to Etsy. You're going to buy smart PSD mock-ups of whatever you are selling, whether that's wall art, mugs, like whatever, tote bags. I don't care what it is. You could probably find a smart PSD mock-up for it. You're going to buy those mock-ups. You're going to open photopea.com, and you are going to drag and drop that mock-up into photopea.com. It is literally so easy. And you're going to see this layers panel to the right that's like, hey, you could like double click this, insert your image here. And you're literally just going to double click that. You're going to drag and drop your saved design onto that mock-up, save it, and boom, you've got a stunning mock-up, and it's so worth it because people are going to see your items and be like, that looks like it was taken with a Nikon or a Canon camera. There's no way that I would look at these and be like, oh, that's AI. Oh, that's fake. Like, no, that looks so real. It looks so beautiful. So, those are listing images that you have to use in your shop. Because if you have awful images, y'all, your conversion rate is going to be horrible. You're going to be seen in Etsy and people are just going to scroll past you, and that's hurting your conversion rate. But images like this, I would click 100 times a day because it looks so good and I want to buy it. So amazing. So, quality listings aren't just about product research and listing images, okay? Titles and tags play a huge, huge role. If I could say, maybe even the most important role in the success of your Etsy listings. Okay. So, I want to share my secret hack to my best selling listings. This has been a huge game changer in my shop, and it has saved me so much time when it comes to titles and tags, writing that in Etsy. And that is reusing the exact same titles and tags from my best performing listings on every other listing and slightly tweak as needed for each listing. Now you're probably like, what in the world? That sounds crazy. How do you do that? I say, for example, on the very left, I have this beautiful wall art set. It's like pink coquette style, okay? I have noticed that this listing is popping off in the algorithm. Like, it's getting views, it's getting sales, it's getting those visits to my shop. There's obviously something that I wrote in the beginning that is doing so well. There's like hot words in there in the algorithm that are performing so well on Etsy. So, what I will literally do is I will copy that exact same title and I'm going to apply it to my next listing. Now you're probably like, well, the next listing to the right of that pink coquette, that is not pink, that's not coquette, it's not girly, whatever you wrote in that title, the one to the right is not that. That's true, but you can't just copy your best title and paste it and call it a day. You're gonna have to slightly tweak some words. So like you're gonna keep the whole kind of shell of the title that is doing so well, but you're going to tweak as needed. So, like, say there's different color schemes or something like that. So, like the pink one, maybe I'm going to say trendy Christian or like trendy pink Christian wall art. Maybe now I'm going to say trendy contemporary Christian wall art. Like I'm going to very, very, very slightly tweak it as I need to because each listing is different. But I keep the entire shell of it the same. And same with the tags. Again, you're going to tweak as needed, whether that's for like the size of something, like say you are making physical items or you have variations in colors or styles, anything like that. Those are the kind of things that you're going to change. So, with this hack, I have literally had so many bestsellers, I can't even count them. I know so many shop owners, they have maybe a couple listings that pop off in the algorithm, and then the rest of the listings are just kind of like a graveyard. No one's visiting them and no one's buying them. But when I have done this, when I have taken my best sellers title and tags and have applied them to new listings, I have had so many bestsellers in my shop that I can't even count, which is absolutely it's crazy. So, why do I do this? Because if it ain't broke, I'm not going to fix it. You know, if it's already working, I'm going to keep riding that train. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, okay? A lot of sellers, like I said, only have a handful of bestsellers, but with this hack, almost every single one of my listings has been a bestseller, has been on the popular now. It's had one of those badges, which is absolutely crazy. So, definitely recommend doing that. Because I used all of these listing techniques within the first month of me opening my digital print shop, I had over 100 quality listings and I had already reached my first 100 sales. Y'all, crazy. Consistent listing is so, so key. I know some people are trying to put maybe 4 listings in their shop and try to call it a day. That is not going to work for you. There are so many listings on Etsy. And I know some of you guys are probably like, the market is too saturated. I'm going to get lost in there anyways. I want to say that is not true at all. But the thing to beat those allegations of a saturated market is consistent listing, quality listings, which we talked about. So, like I said, I had over 100 quality listings in the first month. The first month, y'all. And I had over 100 sales just from doing that. So, consistent listing is so key. Step 4, if you are taking notes, this one is so insanely important, is prioritizing bundles in my shop because your customers will jump on buying them quickly because it's a better deal. Y'all, who doesn't love a good deal? They are more likely to buy a bundle than singles because, first off, you've already done the heavy lifting for them. You've curated something so beautiful in one purchase. I know some people have buyer's fatigue and they're like, I want all of these beautiful prints, but I don't really know how to style them together. You've already done the heavy lifting. You've curated the most beautiful set, and they're more likely to buy it because of that. And they will likely choose the set over singles because of the deal, which ultimately makes you so much more money. So instead of making a bunch of sales or singles a day, you could be making a bunch of sales on bundles and making so much more money. So, like, for example, they could look at your prints. Say you have a print for $375. They could buy 9 of those for $33.75. That is a pretty penny. Or they could buy one set of 9, they're getting the exact same amount, for $7.50. So I don't know about you, but you could either buy a bunch of singles or you could buy a bundle and save so much money. So that's not a hard decision for me. I feel like as a buyer, that would not be a hard decision for me. I'm going to jump on those bundles like crazy. I started making singles in my shop when I first opened my shop, and that's kind of what made my first 100 sales. But once I started to make bundles, which I actually literally just took the singles that I made them into bundles, so that was very easy for me to do. But once I started listing bundles, my shop went insane. So like I said, you could either be making 375 multiple times a day, or you could be making 750 multiple times a day. So you choose. It's not a hard decision. So definitely recommend prioritizing bundles. Step 5 is my daily sale strategy. And y'all, this has been a complete game changer. I've tried selling on Etsy without running sales. I've tried running sales a couple times a week, but that is not the way to go at all. And my daily sale strategy is scheduling a sale for each individual day of the week instead of creating sales that are days or weeks long. So I know it's really, really easy to go into your shop manager and just be like, I'm just going to do this the quick way. I'm going to schedule a sale from Monday through the rest of the month so I don't have to go in and schedule any sales. Y'all, that is the lazy, quick way out of this. And it's not going to make you as much as money as you think it is. um, so, what I will literally do is I will create individual sales for every single day of the week, every single day of the month. And you're probably like, that sounds like so much work. Why would you do that? When you create daily 24-hour sales, it creates so much urgency in your shop because when you do that, this is how I do it. I will run a sale from Monday through Monday. Okay, that is 24 hours long. Then I will go to Tuesday and schedule a sale from Tuesday to Tuesday. This is creating 24-hour sales. And when you do that, it puts a timer on your listing that your customer sees. So, y'all, that's creating urgency, and they're going to see that and be like, oh my gosh, I have to buy this now. And when you do not run the daily sale, they actually see when the sale ends, and they're going to be like, oh, this sale is ending on Friday and today's Monday. I'm just going to come back later and buy this. But they're not going to do that. And I know for sure that they're not going to do that because I've done that myself. If something is going to be on sale for a while, I'm just going to come back later and I always forget. But when they see a sale that is going to last for a week, like I said, they're going to come back later. They never do. So you have to create urgency, y'all. You have to create that urgency. So, main takeaways from today, y'all. You have to write these down. Feel free to screenshot this. These are all things that I have done in my shop to make over 600 sales in 60 days. I didn't just share stats. I'm sharing exactly every single thing I have done in my shop. There is nothing that I do in my shop that I did not just share. Not one single thing. If you knew me personally and we were in a room privately, I would tell you that. There is nothing I do that I didn't just share with you guys. So you have to write down these main takeaways and apply them to your shop because I promise you're going to see crazy, crazy results, okay? Decide what you want to sell. Okay, there's 3 routes. There's digital, physical, print on demand. Choose what is best for you in your season of life. You may not have time to be physically making crafts, and that is okay. There's digital or print on demand. So choose what is best for you. I knew digital is for me, okay? Number 2 is doing your product research. You cannot list things and expect for them to sell just because you like it, okay? Do your product research, see what millions of people are searching for, see what is selling incredibly on Etsy, and take those elements. We're not copying. I do want to say that. We are not copying anybody. I have been a victim of being copied on Etsy, and it does not feel good, okay? So do not be copying people. We're just taking the elements that are doing well. We are making it our own. We are we're setting ourselves apart from everyone else. Do your product research. Okay. And number three is constantly and consistently, I will add, listing quality listings. Okay. This is your listing images. It's so important to have bomb listing images, and also your titles and your tags. Okay. We went over what makes a quality listing, and creating bundles with a good deal, because who doesn't love a good deal? People are way more likely to buy something if it's quote quote cheaper for them. Um, that's just logic. So creating bundles with a good deal. And then obviously number five, schedule a daily 24-hour sale for urgency. Y'all, I do not buy anything if it's not on a sale. And I know there are people in this chat who are the same way. You're not going to buy something full price. You're going to wait till there's a sale. So create those daily 24-hour sales. I know I said earlier it may seem overwhelming and like a lot of work, but I will literally at the end of the week, say it is Saturday and I'm laying down in bed and I'm about to go to sleep and I'm scrolling my phone. We're all guilty of that. I'm going to take just a couple minutes. It does not take long at all. Go into your shop manager, schedule a daily sale. So you'll go to Monday, you'll run the sale from Monday through Monday. Set that sale live in your shop, okay? You'll do the same thing for Tuesday. Run the sale from Tuesday to Tuesday. You could batch all of this out, y'all. It makes it so easy. Do it for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all the days. And it only takes a couple minutes to do that, but it's so worth it because of the urgency that you are creating for your customer. Okay. We have to think buyer psychology. You have to think of the urgency that it's creating for that customer. Okay. Following these exact strategies, my shop has generated 200 plus days, 300 plus days, 400 plus days consistently, completely passively. Y'all, these are screenshots from my payouts, which is so crazy. These numbers, like, it literally blows my mind. And I've been doing this for a year now in my Etsy shop, and it still blows my mind. I'm so grateful every single time I get one of these emails being like, hey, you have $500 on the way. That is crazy. That is so crazy, especially because I did not have to physically work for this. I am creating listings that maybe take 30 minutes that are creating me thousands of dollars for one listing. It's so crazy. So, I want to ask you guys a super important question. Do you see the power of digital downloads and how they could transform your life? If you see the power, I want you to comment yes down below. It is absolutely unreal. Digital downloads, passive income has literally, quite literally changed my life. I got married, I bought a house in a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood, and I did that all at 22 years old because of passive income, which is so wild. I give passive income so much credit for everything that I've been able to accomplish in life so far and the things that I'm going to accomplish in the future that I'm so excited about because of passive income. So if you see the power of it, comment yes down below. It is so achievable for you to be able to maintain these kind of stats and consistent sales as well. It's so wild. And y'all, inside of Passive Earner Society, we've talked about it very briefly, but inside of Passive Earner Society, I host bi-weekly calls where I bring you inside of my workflow and share all of my strategies. Y'all, we have so much fun. All of the people inside of Passive Earner Society are so fun to hang out with. They are a blast. We have too much fun in my calls, actually. But inside of my calls, I will literally share everything with you guys. I share the product research side of things. I share how I design things start to finish. I share how I create the listing start to finish, how I create the clickable PDF that is delivered to my customers start to finish. I've even done some branding with you guys start to finish, tags, titles, descriptions, absolutely everything. Everything that makes my shop successful you guys get to see the back end of that and see how my gears kind of turn in my brain, which has been so much fun. It's been so transformative for all of the incredible ladies and men inside of this program. And y'all, I promise you, you have to apply. This will change your life. There's nothing at all like passive income. I give it so much credit for all of the crazy, amazing things that I've accomplished so far. And I promise you, when you apply, it's going to be life changing. It's going to be so good.
Sadie, unbelievable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so astonished and impressed and just absorbing everything
Yay!
that you had. Some people were commenting, I've learned more like in this one session than I have in 7 years
Stop.
of like
Stop.
looking and dabbling. So,
That's
so incredible.
amazing. That's so
Yes,
amazing.
yes, yes, yes. So, so good. What did you guys think? I mean, so awesome. We are so thrilled. I'm trying to think. One question that I wanted to just address with you because I love
Mhm.
like strategizing.
Yeah.
Um, when it comes to research, we
Mhm.
obviously, if you all apply to work with us and you end up in our program, we would love to do this with you and for you and, do this. For those
Yes.
out there that's like, I just want to understand research a little bit better,
Mhm.
the way that we have originally taught it was to pay for tools and do things like that. For you and most of our coaching team now, we pretty much just use Etsy, right?
Yeah, that's all I use.
So there's
Yeah.
no tool.
Mm-mm.
For someone here today, what would you say they should be thinking about when they're on the Etsy homepage? Like, what would
Uh-huh.
be the process?
Well, first off, you need to know what you're going to sell and what you want to create. So for me, it was digital wall art. So I would literally just go into Etsy in the little search bar and I would type digital wall art. And I knew
Yeah.
my niche was like Christian wall art, but I was like, I want to see what's selling in general, not just Christian wall art, see what's trending. And I'm going to apply that to my niche, which was Christian wall art. And it blew up because a lot of the style that I love, which is really bold, really eclectic, really fun, was actually not really available in Christian wall art. And I know there's
Right.
Christians out there who love that style. And I feel like that was my advantage. I saw what was missing in Etsy and I was like, I'm going to bring it to the table. So,
Yes, I love it. So it's so important just to do the research, see what's selling, see what bestsellers are
mhm,
out there in your actual product category. I
yes.
think for a lot of you that are physical sellers, it's blowing your mind. You're like, this is a lower ticket item. How does this
Yes.
apply to me? I just want to let y'all know you don't have to sell as many. If you're selling physical art, this entire strategy works the same. Michelle
Yes.
asked here, she says, how do I offer a discount and still make money? Michelle, I want to use Hobby Lobby as my example to end out on this
Yes.
class.
Yes.
The prices of regular priced Hobby Lobby items, they know no one's ever go pay those full prices. They price with the discount in mind.
Yes.
Successful marketers and business owners price with the discount in mind.
Mhm.
Michelle, increase your price 30, 40% to
Yes.
decrease the price 30, 40%.
Mhm.
These are the strategies that people don't talk about, which is what you're learning here. This is real transformation. And Satie, thank you so
Yes.
much for being here. I'm
Of
trying to think if there's anything
course.
else. We're so excited. So, so
Yes,
excited.
I'm so excited for everyone. Like this is game changer. This is gonna change
Yes.
people's lives. This is just the beginning of crazy good things, which is amazing.
Yes, we believe that for you. Oh
Yes.
my gosh, Sadie, thank you for being here.
Thank
See you
you.
soon.
Bye.
Oh my goodness, y'all, was Sadie not incredible? Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone, for showing up and showing out for Sadie in her class. It was incredible. We are so excited, and we are only halfway through the Etsy effect. We have so much more in store for you, and we're so, so excited. And you all are grabbing spots so quickly to connect with me and my team. And we're super, super excited to share with you exactly how we serve people and help them inside of passive earners. Look at this textbook. Like, this is everything that we know in one. This day is like drinking from a fire hose. But for those select few of you that are ready to go to the next level, if you're accepted, we'll go over everything on the call. I just want you to remind you that if you book a call, you better add it to your calendar and you better show up. All right. This is all about you. This is a one-on-one call with my success team to build you a plan on what it would look like to get you the results that you want. So be ready to share with them where you're at, where you want to go, and all of it. The more vulnerable and just real you are, the more we can actually tell you if it's a good fit or not. And you can ask all your questions and we'll give you that true support. Now, when you apply, you're unlocking Etsy Momentum Day tomorrow. I've seen a ton of questions that's specific about you and your business and where you want your business to go. So if that is you, as soon as you apply, you'll get a link tonight and in the morning to join Momentum Day, 11 a.m. Eastern, just for those who apply and book a call. Get in the room, raise your hand. I will coach you on screen that I usually only do for my paying clients. So we're super, super excited. We're about to take a 20-minute. Your call should be in your time zone. It will tell it below the calendar. So good. We're about to dive in and we're going to meet Jared, who doesn't have one but two Etsy shops. His story is incredible. He is